Fix my stuff there. I think we're good to go. What's up, coaches? Coach O'Neal here, back again with a video this week. Obviously, it's been a long week and haven't posted anything, so I wanted to post something Friday before the weekend hit. This is not over any XFL concepts. This is something that I actually had a thought of mine about attacking the sideline for high school guys. So basically, what I'm going over three sprint out concepts that you can use for your own high school or whatever level that you're participating on, semi-pro, anything in that fashion. But these are three concepts that I personally like. I think that two of them I actually use. One, I kind of created off the, just doodling on the board and kind of thought of something that is another effective way. But most importantly about this, the reason why I feel like sprint out game or sprint out concepts are good for high school guys, just off the essence of your line. All right. So just going off of, using my background, obviously, like I said, I'm the office coordinator here at Schlegel High School located in Kansas City, Kansas. This past season, our issue that we had was lineman play. All right. So we had undersized linemen. We had linemen that really wasn't technique sound or was physically strong enough to, pretty much manhandle their defender. So this is, I feel like, using sprint out game, especially if you have a mobile quarterback, this is good. If you don't have a mobile quarterback, it's still very effective. But anyway, so I feel like these sprint out concepts is great to use. It puts pressure on the defense and forces them to flow with the defense. But if like I said, at the end of the day, guys, you're coaching against high school students. And if those guys' eyes go missing or if they do something that is not meant to be done, you might have a guy wide open. And there's ways to manipulate these things or create plays off that you're comfortable with for your quarterback. So let's dive right in. I hope you guys can see the board. I'm using an orange marker today and kind of what I found, couldn't find a red one. So we're just going to work with what we got today. So obviously, like I said, this play right here is called comeback. And the reason why it's called comeback, obviously, because we have a comeback to play side. So this is what we want. So obviously, to start off, we're going to start from play side and go back side. So off rip, obviously we're running a comeback route. So like I told you guys before, if you watch my previous videos, I teach my receivers how to do inside release, outside release. In this situation, we want an inside release. All right. The reason why we want an inside release on this concept, we want to force this defender, this cornerback, to turn his hips inside and run with you. All right. So obviously, if he's square here, by you attacking his inside shoulder, we want him to force himself and turn towards you as you're running. The reason why that helps us give us a better alignment advantage or anything in it, a route advantage, if you want to say it that fashion. Where when we break into our 45-degree angle, coming back to the football, coming back to the sideline, we will have grass and we will have beat this guy. All right. So like I said, we want to inside release us. We want to force this guy to run, to turn his shoulders and run with you up the field. Obviously here we're running a corner route. All right. So before I backtrack, here you can have them run a 12-yard comeback route. All right, so it can be a 12-yard comeback route if you want, or however you want to adjust it in that fashion. Me personally, I'd rather run 12, just because when you have high school guys running route, even if you say run 10 or in that amount, when they're running a deep route, they have a tendency of overrunning the route or running extra steps. So just by giving them a landmark, say 12, I'm not expecting them to run 12, but at least they can get in that landmark. That gives us time to set this play up. All right. So anyway, like I said, he's going to run a 12-yard comeback route. All right. Your flanker, he can run a 12-yard corner route. All right. So you have these guys run 12 yards, get upfield. Obviously, he's going to run more once he breaks into that 45-degree angle field. So it can go from 12 to 15 or 17, who knows, depending on what happens. But anyway, this is something that you want to run. Obviously, if you see the line here, like I told you guys in the previous videos, if you watched when running that corner route, I like to teach my guys to bend it if they have a guy over top. So in essence, if you see here, if that safety is over top while he's running this route, I'm expecting that safety to run with that corner route. I'm expecting him to open his hips and run with that corner route. So if he's over top, we want to teach our guys to bend that route. All right. And the reason why we want him to bend it, because that gives you grass underneath for your quarterback to throw a completion. And on top of that, with that corner comeback route breaking, I'm expecting that corner to flow down with that comeback route, giving you easy access to get to that receiver. All right. So that's why we want to bend that route. Backside, you have a 10-yard drag. All right. 10-yard drag. You want him to run under, over the toes of the safeties. All right, that's something you can teach him. Just run right at the toes of the safety, run right under those guys. All right. So what will happen in this sense? Oh, excuse me. Let me proceed in your backfield action. All right. Like I said, this is a sprint out game. So obviously, I like a two-back formation. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have my H back, my flex back. He's going to get most dangerous off the play side edge. All right. My running back. And even though I have my running back in the backfield, guys, I mean, you can't have him cheat up a little bit because obviously we're throwing the ball. There's no need for him to be 6.5, 7 yards deep in the backfield when we're trying to get him there as fast as possible. So have him cheat up a little bit. He can be on the same alignment as the quarterback. It's all up to you. It really doesn't matter. Me personally, I'm going to teach my guys, to just cheat up a little bit, a few steps, so you can be at the same alignment just so you can get there a whole lot faster. All right. So again, he's going to attack the play side edge. All right. So most dangerous. And when we're teaching these guys this is something that I think is good. Instead of telling them you got this guy, you got that guy, if he come, just tell them you got most dangerous man off the edge. All right. So that eliminates their eyes wondering for the person that they're supposed to be assigned to. And instead, they're just playing fast football. And they're just getting there, looking for a jersey, opposite jersey color, and putting hands on it and pretty much protecting their quarterback. So these two guys will have most dangerous man off the edge. And then obviously your quarterback is going to sprint out. All right. So progression-wise, and you can do this however you want. If you want to attack from low to high or high to low, it really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the results still should remain the same. You still should have a great, successful play no matter how you put it. So progression-wise, let me erase these. How I would do it, because I like to do high to low situation, I want to take a shot. All right. So if I'm doing this stuff, if we're doing progression passing and it takes time for those guys to run their route, I'm obviously taking a shot. I'm not running this stuff just for us to get a quick 5 yards here or dump it off here. No, I want to throw a deep ball. I want to get some positive yards, potentially a touchdown. So like I said, we're going to start here. So we can go from number one will be your corner route. All right. This is what you teach your quarterback. Number one will be the corner. His eyes should be there. All right. Number two would be your comeback. Now, obviously, the play is called comeback, but it's the reason why he's number two and the reason why he's number one. All right. Now, number three would be that deep drag. All right. And obviously, with your quarterback sprinting out, you can tag him as hot. All right. Now, let me break down to you why I have it in this fashion. So, like I said before, with my Z receiver having an inside release and attacking that inside shoulder, that corner, I'm expecting him to turn his shoulders. It's just a perfect world. I'm expecting him to turn his shoulders and run with that corner. All right. I'm going to run with that comeback. Excuse me. All right. So when him chasing that comeback route, by the time we break here, all right, with your quarterback sprinting out, that should be your check, not your check down read, but your high-low concept. This is why we want to start high. So while we're sprinting out, we're giving our wide receiver time to get to that top, get to that high concept. All right. Get over that cornerback and try to get outside of that safety. All right. We don't want him. Maybe you have some times where you have DB or defensive back coaches or defensive coaches will tell them force that guy inside, which, I mean, in essence, if it looks something like this, if I was a defensive guy, I'll have my backer here. All right. And I want to push him inside. And this is just a way that they can stop it. And that's all I'm saying. So I want that backer outside of my wide and force him to run inside so I can have help inside. So, but generally, obviously versus high school kids, some kids are not disciplined. So you'll probably have them inside or over top the Y. Either way works. We just don't want him outside because now he can get underneath if we bend, and then that safety can get over top of that. So if you ever have that situation, yikes. Don't tell your quarterback, do not throw that corner out because it might end up being an interception. So anyway, like I said, we have that there. Now here's the beautiful thing about that deep drag. All right. So obviously we're expecting this guy. This guy should be buzzing, but obviously, when he see that guy run that drag across the field, he's going to probably chase because he's a single receiver to the backside. He's going to more likely chase that guy. But with this safety running with that corner route, we're creating grass right here. All right. So if your quarterback can see that, or if you teach your quarterback that, he will see that. So while he's sprinting out, he can see he go through his 2 check reads. And if they're not there, all he has to do is turn his eyes over top inside to see this guy coming across the field. He can find that guy. I'm not. Some changes in the 2x2. Now, this is something that you can do with this formation. Say you have something like this. This is something that you can do with this formation, or just have a route tagged here that can force this guy to sit if you want him to sit still. So one thing you can do You can have him run a wheel, all right? And if he runs a wheel, obviously he's not the first. He's not even going to be read unless your quarterback is just scrambling around and sees this guy just by himself. Then, hey, big play out of nothing. But we're just using him as a decoy. So you can have him run the wheel just to occupy that safety and get him off the hashes. Or you can do something in the fashion where this is something I probably would do. And I can do either one, but this is something I probably would do. I'll have him run a post. All right. So the reason why I'll have him run a post, because now we're putting pressure on this guy. And you can create a whole different concept for backside read if you run this out of 2x2. So obviously you have that deep drag coming across 10-yard drag, and we have a 10 to 12-yard post will be fine. So what would happen here, and that's if, let's say, like I said, you can have this as an alternative play for if you see this safety, if somehow he sees that drag and he just runs early to cut him off. Well, if we go 2x2 in this essence, we can have this. So now we can play with this backside safety. So obviously the safety runs with the deep drag. You have that post right over his head for a touchdown. If he drops back for the post, we'll have that drag by himself in the middle of the field. All right. So that's one way you can do it. Like I said, you have the wheel route you can run, and then you can do something that's just real traditional that you probably will normally see with him running like a 6 to 8 yard drag cross. All right, and generally, like I said, he'll be a decoy because we're not looking for him technically. We have 3 routes that we're really reading and really are hot. Now, this is why I place hot right there. So let's say we have this type of look right here. All right, and guys are covered. Safety gets back into his correct zone. Your backer is probably playing outside. He runs with the corner route. Just all this is just all the shit. It's just gone to shit. There's nothing there. You have your max protection. So as a hot read, all right, and this is for the quarterback, as a hot read, if there is grass, I'm hauling ass. That's what you should tell them. If there's grass, haul ass, all right? So if obviously there's grass there, I'm running that damn ball, all right? So what will end up happening with you running that ball now, or with the quarterback pressuring him with his legs, that's going to have 2 things happen, all right? So even they're going to probably bring a safety high, bring that backside free safety. They're going to bring him over to the middle of the field, rolling this rover down over that wide, have that backer come off the edge, and you have pressure off the edge along with that play side backer. So the running back will get here. If that linebacker flows, the running back can have to pick him up, and then you have a free guy coming off the edge. Or, like I said, or you can do something in the sense where, like I said, they'll probably roll, just shift the safety over even more, where he'll play over the wide and have this guy play inside and kind of have a QB spy in a sense, if that will. So there's something that can happen here just by having your quarterback run that football off of this play. So like I said, if they take away that concept, then you have the quarterback legs, all right, to kind of bail you out and to bail your quarterback out. Like I said, if you have a 3-by-1 look, like I said, those routes won't change. If you have a 3-by-1 look, man, you still would have the same concept, all right? This is the beautiful thing about teaching this, that you won't take a whole bunch of time teaching these guys this stuff. Because, I mean, it's simple, and you're just plugging stuff in. So your quarterback can still be a hot read. Like I said, you'll have a 3-by-1 look here. So your safety is going to more like if they're playing man or zone or cover 2 or 2-man or anything like that. Obviously, their safety eyes is going to be on that number 3 because he's right there. But you can still have somebody attack the flats. All right, forcing these guys to flip. We're still forcing guys to the sideline, all right? And you still will have your hot read with your quarterback. So if that backer runs or if those guys start flowing, say the backer's here and the safety moves over to cover that wide. If he runs with that flat route, you still have grass. And your running back will pick up that inside backer, and your quarterback has grass to get possibly 5, maybe 10 yards, depending on how your receivers block or something in that fashion, all right? So that's just one concept or one way to attack the sideline, all right? Another way that you can attack, and this is just off of your traditional wing T formation or your wing T offense, the beautiful old school offense that kind of set the tone for spread. I'm going to pay my respects where respect is due, all right? So the flood concept, same thing, all right? Obviously, we're just changing who is the number 1 and who is the number 2, all right, to the play side. That's all we're doing. We're changing who is the number 1 to who is the number 2. So your traditional flood concept, all right? So you have your play side Z has a go route, all right? He's trying to beat the man. He won't run in IR. I really want him to run a OR here, get outside release, and it's a race. All right, so it's a race downfield. That's what you should tell your guy. All right, that's the difference. What I tell my guy, that's the difference between a fade and a go. All right, on a go route, it's a race. On a fade route, our quarterback is leading us to the sideline and kind of putting us in the destination to get the ball. So, like I said here, tell your Z receivers to race to get past that defender, make him get out of his comfort zone, make him turn his hips. Let's see who's the fastest guy downfield. All right. Your wide receiver can run a 10 to 12 yard out. All right. 10 to 12 yard out route easily. And again, nothing changes backside. All right. You have the deep drag backside. Again, you can still run the wheel backside. You can run a post, or you can run a 6 to 8 yard drag route. All right. But like I said, at the end of the day, this doesn't change. The concept doesn't change. The high-low doesn't change. And we're still reading the same guys. All right. So obviously, if he's running with that out route, all right, that deep out, we should have that deep out unless that corner is sitting. All right. And this safety bails, but we're trying to force that safety. We're trying to force that play size safety to get over top and get into that race that's happening over there. We want him to get over there and help, because at the end of the day, like I said, if he removes himself from his vicinity, we have grass in the middle field off that deep drag. So, and then again, your hot route will still be there. Everything will pretty much remain the same, guys. Like I said, we're only changing 2 receivers' routes here, and you will get the same concept. You will get the same look, and you can get the same variations from the defense in order to stop it, which will open guys up, because we're forcing guys to run to that sideline, all right? If you have a number 3 here, you can still run if I have a number 3 here, like I said, nothing will change. If I attack the flats, somebody has to honor that guy. Either the safety's going to take that out route, and it's going to be mano a mano downfield with the go, or the B-back would, the outside backer would take that flat route. Safety would take that out, and like I just said, that the safety would take the out, the corner would take the go, or the safety would take the go, the corner would sit on the out, and this backer would take that flat route. So it's ways that they can cover it. But at the end of the day, with your quarterback being the hot read, that's going to have to make these guys. Somebody's going to have to sit still. All right, somebody's going to have to honor that sit still. And make sure that we stop that quarterback from moving. All right, so it won't be these inside guys, because they'll be flowing. If they blitz off the backside, we have a full slide to the backside with our guys getting most dangerous man to the play side. So your quarterback should have time with max protection throwing this freaking football. He should have time to get the ball out. And like I said, if I'm doing all this, coaches, I prefer to you to tell your quarterback to take that shot. All right, look at that shot play. Look at the shot blade. Look at the check down. And if the check down's not there, that means we have something backside coming deep across the middle of the field to hit them upside the head with. So that's how I personally would teach the quarterbacks to do it. And if you want a big shot play, but if you want to do low to high, it still works in your favor. Like I said, you can still get something happening. If you want them to get the ball out your quarterback's hands quick, have them get to his athlete so they can get upfield. You can attack the low to high, or you can do high to low. It really doesn't matter, guys. It's what you want, and it's how you want your team to be successful. All right. The last play that I want to go over, and this is the one that I kind of doodled and thought about. And I would say this is somewhat of a funky play. This is just a funky play. So what you will have here, your play size Z, obviously he'll have an inside release, so we want an IR, all right? And we want him to run a post curl, all right? That's going to mess a lot of DBs up, because they're thinking you run the post. As soon as you break it to the angle, they're going to turn them hips and start running full speed. And as soon as your guy sit, he should be by himself. All right. Here, your wide receiver, you want him to run a post corner. All right. Double move, guys. What I've learned, let me put this marker down. From what I've learned within my coaching career, my young, elaborate coaching career, if you want to say, because I've been blessed with my career so far. But what I've learned, guys, on a high school level, when you have a receiver who can run a double move on a DB, hey, your DB will be lost. Once he hit them with that one and then break out, that DB is going to be lost. Because as soon as he hit them with that one, he's going to open his hips to that angle. All right. And as soon as you break back out, he's already running with you. So as soon as you cross him, he's out of the play. All right. Unless he has some elaborate goddamn Darrell Revis type hips where he can just cover you with ease, he should be out the play, guys. So double moves, coaches. If you don't have a double move play in your playbook, put one in there now. Like, correct. That don't have to be this. It can be any double move concept. But having a double move concept in your playbook, guys, especially on a high school level, you will mess a lot of high school kids' heads up, because they would never expect a double move. So anyway, like I said, getting back to it, we want him to run a 10 to 12 yard post corner. All right. So he's going to attack inside. As soon as he attacks inside, he's going to break. He's going to break out. All right. So the reason why I want him to run a post corner, I don't want him to run a post and, some things happen where we can clutter it up or those guys run into each other. So I advise you to make sure you have this guy run probably a little bit shorter yards of that post. So just to make sure that they don't run into each other. But by having them run that post corner, so as soon as both of those guys break, they'll think you're probably running a double post. As soon as he break out, he sits. Like I said, this safety will have to run. He should run with him. All right, like I said, this guy, that corner should run. And as soon as you sit down, he's going to run right past you. This guy will be chasing. All right. This guy will be chasing. Now, if I'm doing it in this fashion, I would teach my guy just off of how long it would take to handle this situation. I would go low to high here. All right. So I'll go 1 to 2, and then you have your 3, and your quarterback is still hot. Like I said, if you're in a 3-by-1 or a 2-by-1, stuff doesn't change. If you want a 2-by-1, if you want to play with this backside safety, make sure he's respecting the football game and not having a floor side or field tickets to the game. And we want to try him. We can put a backside post. We can put a wheel. We can do anything in that fashion. Like that, we can have him have a little short 6 to 8 yard drag. Anything backside to mess with this guy or mess with both these guys, honestly, you can do that. But like I said, in the most part, we're trying to force everybody to the sideline. If we're going 3-by-1 again, you can have him attack the flats. You can have him run a hitch. You can do anything to have a low check down read if you want to put it in that fashion. All right. But if you want your quarterback to run the ball, once he sprints out, just have your guy run outside. So I'll have my guy in the flats, get to the flats hard and fast. So now if he vacates this area, he bails or he runs with that flat route, I got grass. All right. So obviously my running back would take this guy. If he flows, like I said, I have grass to get at least 5, maybe 10 yards, maybe a touchdown, depending on what type of quarterback you have. If he's an athlete with the ball in his hands, guys, this is a way to pretty much have him be as much of a threat in the passing game as he is with his legs as a runner. So this is a way to get your quarterback to see the field, to get guys open, to allow him time to read and feel comfortable reading because he's on the run. He's not, I know for sure, especially young high school quarterbacks, you have them sit in that pocket, and especially if their O-line is not that good, with them sitting in that pocket, as soon as they start getting their ass tatted a few times, they're going to get rattled. And once they get rattled, man, it's a long game. It's hard to get your quarterback out of this situation. So if you have an O-line like this or like this, if you have an O-line that I had somewhat like last year where they wasn't really we didn't really coach him up well. And we were weak on line play. Guys blitzed us a whole lot, and it showed how weak we were. So if you have a situation like that where your O-line is not as strong and you have a quarterback who can probably get the ball out of there if you just need time, using sprint out game is a great way to get your quarterback out of the pocket, get him opportunity and time to read the field and get the ball to your star players, to your athletes. All right. So like I said, guys, those are just 3 concepts that I just wanted to show the way of attacking the sideline. Something that if you have a weak offensive line, this is good for them. If you have a quarterback who has legs, who's a great threat running the ball as well as throwing, these are concepts that you can use to get him to the field and get him to grass and let him put more pressure on the defense in order to cover. So anyways, just to finish off, man, let me give a few promotions. So obviously you guys, if y'all already seen the video I had last, or probably the second video from last that I did over the play call sheet with Coach Alexander. If you haven't checked that out, check it out, guys. I swear I'm using the software now. It's a great thing. He created a great document that would save coaches major time on your playbook and even with your armbands. It's all tied into one. So like I said, his Twitter is Coaching Time Savers on Twitter. All right. His information is on the video that I put over there with the play calling video. You can contact him. You can purchase the software. You can purchase the document. And I have a promo code down where you can use to actually save you a little money if you want that document. Like I said, coaches, I really think that it is a great asset, especially for high school coaches. I don't know about college coaches, just because y'all have more funding. So y'all probably have some elaborate play calling stuff. I don't know. But for high school guys who on my level, or maybe even lower, man, middle school, Pop Warner, anything in that fashion, man, I think that software, that document will be good, a good Google document to use, or good software to use, that can save you time and actually help advance your athletes in with your offense. So that is something. Check it out. The descriptions in the low description box, where I have all the information with Coach Savers. And I also have a new promotion. So for my people who are in the Midwest, St. Louis, Illinois area, mostly St. Louis areas. All right, I have a coach, Coach Kevin Clark. All right, I played with him in college. We were teammates on college level. He's part of a program. He has an organization called the Foot Doctors. All right, so basically what these guys do, and they're located, like I said, in St. Louis. But basically what these guys do, these guys can help you, help your athletes with speed and agility, with injury prevention, with strength and conditioning, and with body control. I'm pretty sure when I spoke to him, he said he will be over the strength and conditioning portion. So if you're in that area, guys, if you want to have someone help you kind of advance your athletes over, body control, speed, just strength and conditioning, stuff in that fashion, contact him, guys. His phone number is 314-495-6175. I have that in the description. His email is kclark, that's KCLARK at thefootdoctorsports.com. Contact him there. And then also, if you're on Instagram, if you type in a search on Instagram, Foot Doctor, he stated to me that you will see all of the actual doctors or actual coaches that are a part of this organization, that you can contact them and, pick their brains, have them come and help out if you want them to on your own program or stuff in that fashion. Like I said, you can contact him, talk to him, take some knowledge from him. Like I said, coaches, we're all not gurus here, man. It takes a village to raise a child. Same thing when it comes to raising athletes, man. It takes a village of the right people to building a great organization and building great athletes. So if you're in the area, if you're in the Midwest area, if you're not even in the area, if you're just looking for ideas, looking for ways to increase injury prevention, increase speed and agility, body control, strength conditioning. If you're looking for ways, just ideas, just to increase that as a whole, I think it would be great to contact these guys, man. I'm actually going to try to get him to come out here and work with my guys. Also, I'm going to try to get him to do a coaching, come a part of my coaching clinic that I'm doing with another coach, Coach Rose Ivy at Lincoln Prep, and on the Missouri side. Try to get him to come in and kind of, just elaborate on what his organization does and what it does. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, guys, the information is in the description below. Check it out. Contact Coach, hit him up, and just pick his brain, man. Like I said, he might have some stuff that you probably never heard of that can, bring your program to the next level. All right, or bring your athletes to the next level. So pick his brain, pick his co-worker's brain. Try to get a hold of those guys. Try to contact those guys if you're in the St. Louis area. Try to see if you can get them to come to your school and kind of help you out as far as teaching your coaching staff as well as your athletes how to advance their physical ability and prevent them from seeing any sort of injuries while they're competing in the sports that we play. So other than that, guys, like always, if you ever want to talk to me, contact me, be a part of the show, talk football, man. I'm always willing to talk ball. Contact me on Twitter at CoachO223. Be sure to like and share this video, man. Let's try to advance this networking deal. I'm trying to advance this show and try to really pull out some stops and do some different things. So anyways, just if you ever want to be a part of the show, if you want me to promote some stuff for your organization, anything like that, man, contact me. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on YouTube, anything in that fashion, and we can connect there and network from there, because I'm all about advancing all coaches, even myself. I mean, I'm not no coaching guru, but I try to study the game down to the T as much as I can, because I want to be the best. That's my mindset. My mindset is I want to be the best. I want to be the best, and as a leader, when you have that mindset, your troops will have that same mindset. So coaches, don't feel like that you have to be stubborn and you think you know it all. Nobody knows it all. So try to reach out to these guys, get some of this stuff. Reach out to me if you want to. Like I said, if you want to drop some of your football knowledge, man, you can also be a part of the show, and we can go from there. So anyway, like always, guys, if nobody told you, I'm gonna be the first to tell you, you're awesome. Keep being fucking awesome. Keep inspiring our student athletes. Keep building our student athletes, and keep progressing as a coach. Coach O'Neal out. No X.